Please stick to the end because I'll be giving a link for your free workbook to celebrate you. Hi dear friends, here are 5 destructive habits that you might want to take honest inventory with yourself. In striving to remember who you really are, there are some activities that you need to hold an honest inventory with yourself, because these little things may go unnoticed, but if habitually done, they will run a course in your life and they may sabotage your personal development efforts. Number 1, negative self-talk. Notice how you talk to yourself. Do you talk to yourself the way you would to a friend or to an enemy? Do you talk in a kind way or in a condescending manner? Or is it friendly, or are you judgmental when you talk to yourself? You see, when I was growing up, I would talk to myself the way my neighbors would talk to me. And I couldn't be that person I wanted to be because I could hear the words that they would say to me even before they actually said it. Comments like overly ambitious, conceited, too self-confident, they had actually made me play small ever since. And I owned their comments. It became my own self-talk. And it was only when I was older that I noticed it. And the way I would talk to myself, I knew that I had to change it. And changing that marked a tremendous victory in nurturing my own inner dialogue, my sacred inner dialogue. So if you're a parent, be sure to watch out how you talk to them, because later on in their lives, it will become their own self-talk. Be sure to speak kind words and be careful about what you tell them, because they will own it later on. Number 2, gossiping. Talking about a friend behind their backs, it is fun at times. But when you gossip, you're not actually harming your friend. You're harming yourself directly, because unknowingly, you're telling yourself that you cannot be trusted, and you'll be breaking relationships and the trust of other people. If you do not like the person, it would be safe to take a safe distance from them and not hang out with them anymore than being with them and then backstabbing them later on. You see, if your colleagues would talk about your friend, it would be better to tell them and learn to stand up and say, "Oh, I don't find her that," or "I don't find him that. He's our friend and he's actually a good person. Maybe you can give him feedback so that she's aware of the things that you're talking about. Maybe she could change it." And then you help each other change, right? Number 3, allowing people to mistreat you. A lot of us, when we are starting to work, we meet people who are influential, and we think that if we stick with them, we will have opportunities to earn more, to get extra income or promotions. At some point, they would open doors for you, but many times you will be mistreated. These people would scream at you for mispronouncing something. Before I also had that experience, and I accepted it because they pay well, and I thought that I wouldn't get a better pay elsewhere. And I allowed it to be done to me, but of course, later on, I learned it otherwise. A lot of us have allowed mistreatment from superiors or peers, even our loved ones, because of benefits that we can get from keeping relationships with them. This may be good, yes, for a time, but in the process, it will be detrimental to your own mental health. So live when you can, or change it. Being mistreated, even just verbally, is not normal. And you see, no, you don't need to be angry when you keep your distance. Of course, you can choose to love from a distance. And we can also pray that they would heal so that they would stop being like that, and maybe they would be kinder to themselves, and so in the process, they will be kinder to others. Number 4, being right all the time. You know, it feels good to be right all the time. It started back in kindergarten. Nothing beats the feeling of getting that most coveted star that your teacher in kindergarten would put on your paper because you got everything correct. And it went on like that the whole time when we were in school. But now, it won't work that way anymore. Being right all the time has ceased to be helpful. In this way, we find endless arguments to prove that we are right and the other person is wrong. But there's another factor that must be considered, and without which it would be impossible to understand the other side and its perspective. It could be that you're right using your own lens, and the other's argument may also be valid at the same time. Maybe that one big fight to be right isn't necessary after all. And what about mistakes? Mistakes should also be celebrated because it is here that we learn what is right. Number 5, attachments to result. If I could have this, then I would be happy. If I would do this, then I would be fulfilled. Many times, we put our happiness to successful results. We unconsciously feel that we cannot be happy if we do not have this or do that. I used to think that way and I tried changing that thought process, but of course, it stuck like a lint, and I can say that this journey is a work in progress. But when the pandemic came, it was such a blessing. It put everything to a halt, and a good number of people were left with nothing but the present, and so they have to enjoy it. This is a gift that this moment brings, and we learn trusting in the process. We realize that our joy is a choice, and we can be happy here and now just by shifting our thoughts. Still, we hope, but the catchphrase, eyes on the goal but no attachment to results, have never become so valid. Putting light on these things will give us power over lurking destructive thought processes and habits. And now always remember that in overcoming this, it will be very helpful if you do everything in the space of kindness, compassion, and love for yourself and for the people around you. I'm Joan May Soco of joanmaysoco.com. Please like, share, and subscribe on my video channel. I'll see you again next time.